Top-up show time. G'day, Glenn.
G'day, Mark. I was sitting here waiting for Gord, actually. I just realised he's not coming.
He'll be on the lounge, doing a good job today, but nonetheless...
Things weren't too bad?
No rain, Glenn. What happened to the rain?
No rain here. It looks like it's going to rain.
Yeah,
feels like it's going to rain.
Well, then it might rain.
Climate change, Mark. Climate change.
10 to 20 mils supposed to happen yesterday. Didn't happen. And not confident of... I mean, there could be some rain today, but it's not probable. It's just possible. Meanwhile, we've got
these late flux.
A thick-looking meeting. Jay Collett not riding, so it was supposed to be Jay Collett day today. It didn't rain, so he pulled the pin.
So funny.
So a
Still waiting a couple of riders.
Yeah, swathe of riding changes there. If we start with race 1, where this Paul L is 6,000 match there, mid $2. I think we're forecasting it to blow. The firmer, the overnight firmer is Coast Watch, 11 into 8 fixed odds. Not a lot to report other than obviously all eyes on the favourite here and what price it can get to. And
can't wait to see it in the parade. And I think we mentioned Coast Watch would firm in this race just on the Friday show, which is good if you got.
Well, you did. You're a Coast Watch man, and I know that Jeff has got a high opinion of it, despite the fact that it hasn't exactly covered itself in glory for.
Hasn't covered itself in glory. I do like it was 2 lengths past them at the 150 metre mark, past the post. 100
right. After it got held up there in that slide at Warwick Farm.
But it's a race. I got to tell you, there's lots of angles, lots of different thoughts.
Okay, highway number 1 is box standard.
I guess going back to race 1, I'd love to know what John Allen and the jockey thinks of the chances. The number 1 and 2 ran them both at their last start. He'd have a good feel for the race.
Well, I'm sure someone knows what his opinion is. Highway number 1 is pretty uninteresting. Nuremberg Castle's the favourite. Westgrove, a horse of interest with J Mac on board.
Not much matched, Mark.
No. Well, it's just an inscrutable highway because there's no last start highway form. You've got Clearly Regal and Taldora miss out of last start highways. You've got perfect pitch out of 2 midweeks, but well back in distance for the girl rider. I think we'll just brush that race and move on to the next, which is highway number 2, where we've got a couple of interesting runners here. So once again, not much happening. Cattygat, the horse of interest. I must say, Glenn, I do balk every time I see a horse that's run really well from a wide draw and then goes inside.
It's one of your pearls, Mark, and it's like it is a change of world. I think you're on the right track with that.
Nonetheless,
it's something all punters should look for.
It did resume with a bit of verve, didn't it? It was well tried in the market. This is it raced in the same race as another one, so obviously there's an SP tie in there. But a couple of interesting lightly raced horses here. Claypan Boogie returns off a short break, a very lightly raced older horse for a stylish young trainer, James Ponsonby. I don't know if he's young or old, but he's certainly he's doing better than poor old Steve O'Halloran, who seems to have the same sort of set of horses. And Loving Silla, the Nara maiden winner on Cup Day down there.
Gord mentioned it yesterday, and now that's got a run, it's in the race. It's sweet. Well, I suppose it was. I think that price range that it's at is a bet. I think Gord would kill for $9 this horse.
Yeah. King's Trust, you were worried about it raining for it, Glenn. It's so far so good for King's Trust, back in distance off the racing, being ridden upside down in the mile race.
And no matter what happens, I'll be covering it, especially around the $10 range. I'll be having something on it.
It's an interesting race, so I think I found it a bit more interesting than race 2. Race 4, we get into the benchmarks, and scratching is very light in this race, where Accountability is trading over $3. So there is a school of thought against this form. Very, very fast run race 2 weeks ago. Significance got very tired at the end of his 2400 last week, despite having a fairly easy time of it. So I suppose, we have got a elaborate Parry Sound and this Shipper Milestone, not to mention Vadian, who's trialled since his failure at Newcastle. So an interesting race, Glenn.
Interesting race. I'm still keen on. I'm with Gord here on number 8. I think that 340, 330 is a range you can bet for sure. I think it's a fair price.
I would expect it to start shorter.
Okay.
Race 5, and Chris pulled out Big Boy Roy. Fulmina's sitting up here. Obviously, a fair amount of interest in her. She's got the flashing light on her after the resuming run at Rose Hill. New arrangement on the 7-day backup comes out of that same race as Fulmina, and you've got the Waller. You've got the Waller trio rounded out there with Betcha Flying and Nyami. Cisco Bay, the wild card. Certainly, Fulmina is one of the focus runners on the card, isn't it, Glenn? It's one of those.
It is, but it's. Yeah, I don't know if there's much jam on the toast there at 6-4.
Yeah, but where do you go?
I'm not saying I haven't got a top pick.
No, I look at I hear the reluctance in your voice, and I understand that because it's one of those obvious horses that bookies love obvious horses.
Well, we loved it. I actually loved it last start, first up, and ran a great race, and getting set at $9, and then the big run, and you feel like everyone missed the boat last start, and they saved their money, and now they want to jump on today and kick you off the boat. It's a bit annoying.
Ruffy here. Wild About Her was dynamic second up in a Saturday Kensington race last preparation. I had another look at her on the way through. Okay. Race 6, the mare's race, and he's tricked me here, T. Bartley. Miss Redoble on the 2-day backup here.
Very interesting, and
I can't recall a Saturday race with a 2-day backer upper for a while. I mean, your Murray, he was like frowning on the practice of backing up horses. He made it illegal to back up the next day, and it probably has to have a vet exam if it's backing up after 2 days. So anyway, steady as she goes this race, this mare's race. Helga is the overnight firmer, 15-10. She's early in her prep, gets forward here in a sausage race. I know that sausage is in the race, but it is. I think you mentioned that Vitesse, the winner of the lead up, she'll just drive through and find the lead again.
And a horse of interest, number 9 there, first up. So Waller's left it in, and keen to set in the yard.
Yeah, and we're awaiting a rider on Maui Girl with Jay Collett out of play there.
Wonder what's wrong with Jay Collett. Does he live in the North Shore? Like,
surely no rider would live in the Northern Beaches.
Who'd know?
Totally impractical in terms of riding.
I suppose it is.
No, you can't ride track work. You can't get to anywhere.
Yeah, you're right. I'm just pleased we're allowed on course. I was waiting for that announcement this morning.
Yeah, well, you cheered the virus, and then you forgot about the fact that you might get barred.
Forgot about that.
All right. So
now, why is this such an acceptable looking price? $4.80.
Well, I marked at $5, Glenn. You and Gord are salivating over lashes, which I understand. You made.
I feel like if you price this race, it comes out 5-2. If you love it, you're 7-4, and if you hate it, you're 7-2, and straight away it's at $5. I think it's an easy 5-2 chance in the world to mark 5-2 in this race.
Well, look, I guess the question mark is 1,000 meters. Her dazzling little prep 2 preps ago was the 1100s. I know she has got some 1,000 meter form. Human Nature is the overnight firmer here, the up from the bodging around in Mexico. Sally's Day looks firm there, Glenn. No great matching there. So
it's favourite at this stage, Sally's Day.
It is.
I still tip a number 3. I like it a lot.
Interesting race. We come to the 1,400 here, where Reagan Bayless rides Cradle Mountain, and Hilo is the overnight firmer. You can see there that it's most interest, not a lot, but 1,100 match there, and it's into sub $4 fixed. Edison remains the favourite, and Badush, an interesting resumer, as you pointed out on the show yesterday. I think relatively lightly raced. So, you know, despite the fact that he's only got 78 form, we haven't got to the bottom of him yet, which is why he's an interesting resumer here. Up against the old hacks.
Yep.
It is a fairly sort of exposed race apart from that. Edison, I suppose there is some question over how he will be ridden here, because there are a number of go forward horses here, but especially Cradle Mountain Irithea, Special Missile if he gets into his act. But look, Edison for me here.
Edison certainly hard to beat, and I'm all over Badouche at that price. Barrier 4 as well, Badouche. He gets a nice trail into this race 5 lengths away underneath him.
All right, the penultimate, and we lost a couple. We lost Promotions and Rover, Rare Episode. A little bit of the juice came out of this race with the scratching of Rare Episode. So I think the suggestion was we were looking for an off-pacer here based on the likely map. So the scratching certainly helps. Big Parade.
Yep.
Cordy is on the blow, as forecast by the very sluggish-looking trials. But other than that, not a lot of activity in the race. Moe's Crown shaping is favourite, just in front of Big Parade.
We had a good feel for Yamazaki yesterday on the show, Gord and I, and it's particularly firm. I think it'll start single figures and be in the finish.
Yeah.
Big Parade's got more chance now. That's the problem with this race.
Blinkers off, that might help, or will help, I'd say.
Barrier 2 is perfect.
And the nightcap, More Profits is the look, 3,800 matched in the last race of the day, 2,200 on the shipper down the bottom there. More Profits, a horse of great focus. Black Duke, the other big firmer, so it's got 2,500 matched there as well. So More Profits 6 into 460, Black Duke 7.5 into 5.5. I think they are the two key runners there.
Yep.
We're all sort of.
I've warmed to More Profits overnight. Yesterday, I think I was Black Duke and it was a missed out of the 3-year-olds race. But the more I thought about your comments and Gord's comments with More Profits, the more I think it will start favourite and probably win.
All right. Bluff and Bluster still awaiting a rider there. But that's a good-looking race, the nightcap. You know, usually we get an older horse's blah, blah, blah. This is 3- and 4-year-old, and it's got some dynamism to it. So I'll be excited to get to this. Meanwhile, I don't know if Dave Dwyer's come up with a different promotion. You might check that out. Of course, his promotion was J. Collett winners, bonus bets, but that's obviously out of play today. But if you haven't opened an account with Dave Dwyer, well, he will give you a month's worth of Rant Sub if you open an account and put $500 in it. Meanwhile, back at the Rant, we'll be on deck for probably our last show before Christmas on Monday. And if you haven't joined us, you should join us, because you get the first 2 weeks free if you've not tried us before, and there's no obligation there. You just sign up and quit when you like. You get lots and lots of tons of content, tons and tons, and you get access to the chat room, which has got some very vibey punters in there, some sharp minds that want to tip you a winner across the spectrum. And one day we'll get G Pollard in there and see what mischief he can get up to in there. Okay, so
all right.
Thanks for that, Glenn. You get
you too, Mark. I'll get out there. You get in the leather undies with Gordo on the lounge and relax all afternoon.
Sounds good. So for those ranters that are on board, we'll see you on Monday. Catch you.
See you guys.